Hello students. Alphabet O stands for opportunity, which is absent in yesterday, present in today and thrice in tomorrow. So never lose hope. With this beautiful quote, I welcome my students to the biology class. How are you listening to the music right now? Yes, you might know that it is the speakers that are creating the sound and your ears are able to listen to it, isn't it? So in this particular chapter, you are going to learn about the sense organs. So what are sense organs? The sense organs enable us to be aware of the conditions of the external and internal environment. Such organs are called as sense organs. So the first sense organ that you are going to learn is the ear. The human ear can be divided into three main divisions. Which are they? We will see the three main divisions of the human ear. The three main divisions are outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. Let us see the parts one by one. What are the parts of the outer ear? The outer ear consists of the pinna. This is the pinna. Okay, you can see this. This is known as the pinna. The pinna leads into the auditory canal. Okay, so this is the auditory canal. Then the auditory canal is ending in one membranous structure, which is what is called as the eardrum, otherwise called as tympanum or tympanic membrane. So these are the parts of the outer ear. I repeat, the outer ear consists of pinna, the auditory canal that you can see, and the auditory canal leads and finally ends in eardrum or the so-called tympanum. That is the part of outer ear. Now coming to the middle ear. The middle ear actually consists of three tiny bones. The three tiny bones are together called as ear ossicles. Okay, I will be drawing the structure now for you to better understand that. It is having a bone like this, which is known as malleus, otherwise called as hammer bone. Okay, so you can see in this diagram, the handle of the hammer bone is actually in touch with the inner surface of the eardrum. Then next bone is called as incus, otherwise called as anvil. And finally, this is in touch with another bone called as stapes, otherwise called as stirrup. Okay, so the middle ear consists of three tiny bones which are collectively called as the ear ossicles. Which are the three tiny bones? It is malleus, incus, stapes, otherwise hammer, anvil, stirrup. Don't mix and write the name of the ear ossicles. Okay, I mean malleus, then don't write anvil and stirrup. You will lose mark for the board exams. So you have to simply write malleus, incus, stapes, that is one correct order. Otherwise, hammer, anvil, stirrup. Now the stirrup, I am rubbing all this labelings. I hope you understood now. Okay. Now the last tiny bond, that is stirrup. That is actually in connection with one oval window, a membranous structure. Okay, this is what is known as oval window. This connects the middle ear with the inner ear. Just below this, there is another membranous structure which is called as round window. This also connects the middle ear with the inner ear. In addition to that, there is one eustachian tube. The spelling is this. Eustachian tube is there, which actually connects the middle ear with the throat. So for the board exam, the question will come, what is the function of eustachian tube? So how will you write the answer? Eustachian tube equalizes air pressure on either side of the eardrum. I repeat, eustachian tube equalizes air pressure on either side of the eardrum. Okay, so we have completed the parts of the middle ear. So which are the parts of the middle ear? The middle ear is actually made up of or comprising of 3 tiny bones. Together they are called as, or collectively they are called as, ear ossicles. Which are they? It is actually malleus incus stapes, otherwise hammer, anvil and stirrup. The last bone, that is stirrup, is actually in connection with one membranous structure called as oval window, which actually communicates or connects the middle ear to the inner ear. Just below that, there is one more membranous structure is there, which is called as round window. This also connects the middle ear to the inner ear. Then there is one eustachian tube that connects the middle ear to the throat. It equalizes the air pressure on either side of the eardrum. Now coming to the inner ear. What are the parts of the inner ear? The inner ear is actually consisting of 2 parts. Okay, what are they? We will see. The inner ear is consisting of semicircular canals and cochlea. So there are 3 semicircular canals. Okay. One is horizontal and the other 2 are vertically arranged. So the semicircular canals are actually arranged right angles to each other. 3 semicircular canals are there. Okay, in addition to that, there is a snail-like structure called as cochlea. So these are the 3 semicircular canals. Okay. This is semicircular canal. Now you can see the base of the semicircular canal. It is called as ampulla. Okay. Now this semicircular canal is actually connected to this cochlea by means of a short stem. The stem part is called as utriculus and sacculus. Okay. Then comes our snail-like structure, which is actually made up of 2.5 turns like this. So this is actually the part of inner ear. 3 semicircular canals, the base of which is called as ampulla, which is connected to this structure called as cochlea by means of a short stem-like structure, which is actually called as utriculus and secculus. Now all these are having certain functions. What is the function of ampulla? The ampulla region of the semicircular canal actually contains certain sensory cells. These region possesses sensory cells that is actually responsible for the dynamic balance of the body. What is the meaning of dynamic balance? When the body is actually moving, the balance of the body is actually maintained with the help of the sensory cells that are present in the ampulla region of the semicircular canal. That means I am moving now, my body is moving now. But even then, I am able to maintain my body balance. So how is it possible? It is because of the sensory cells that are present in the ampulla region of the semicircular canal. Then, utriculus and secculus region also possesses certain sensory cells. So what is the function of the sensory cells present in the utriculus and the secculus? They are responsible for static balance of the body. What is the meaning of that? When the body is stationary, okay, like this, okay. Now I am standing erect without moving any of the body parts. Of course, I am speaking. Other than that, all my body parts are stationary. But even then, I am able to maintain my body balance. Okay, otherwise a person will fall down. So that is the meaning of maintaining the body balance. So which part is actually responsible for maintaining the body balance in static condition or stationary condition? It is actually the sensory cells that are present in utriculus and secculus. So for the board exam, the question can come, what are the functions of ampulla or utriculus and secculus? So how will you write the answer? Ampulla, it is concerned with the dynamic balance of the body or dynamic equilibrium is brought about with the help of ampulla. Static balance is actually made possible with the help of utriculus and secculus. Then comes the snail-like structure which is called as cochlea. I told you it is like a snail which is having 2.5 turns. Now we will see the inner portion of cochlea. The inner winding cavity of the cochlea is actually divided into 3 parallel canals separated by membranes. Okay, so that is this. So the middle canal is what is? It is the median canal. It is filled with a fluid called as endolymph. The other 2 canals are filled with a fluid called as perilymph. The middle canal contains areas possessing sensory cells, spiral organ called organ of Corti. The sensory cells actually lie on a basilar membrane. The sensory nerve fibers that are arising from this will be joining the auditory nerve. So that is about the inner ear, otherwise the so-called membranous labyrinth. So we have seen the 3 main divisions of the ear. Which are the 3 main divisions of the ear? Outer ear, which consists of pinna, auditory canal ending in eardrum or tympanum. Then comes middle ear, which actually contains the ear ossicles, that is malleus, incus and stapes. In addition to that, there is eustachian tube that connects the middle ear to the throat. What is the function of eustachian tube? It equalizes air pressure on either side of the eardrum. Then comes the inner ear. The inner ear consists of the semicircular canals and the cochlea. We have seen the parts of all this.
So let us recall what we have studied today. The parts of the ear. It has three main divisions: outer ear, middle ear and inner ear. The outer ear consists of pinna, auditory canal leading to the eardrum or tympanum. The middle ear contains three tiny bones: malleus, incus and stapes, otherwise hammer, anvil and stirrup, collectively called as the ear ossicles. The stirrup is in touch with oval window. Then comes the inner ear or membranous labyrinth. It has two main parts: the cochlea and the semicircular canals. Three semicircular canals are present which are arranged at right angles to each other. One end of each canal is widened to form ampulla, which contains sensory cells for dynamic balance of the body. The semicircular canal is connected to the spiral-shaped cochlea by means of a short stem, which has two parts, a utriculus and a sacculus. These parts also contain sensory cells for static balance of the body. The cochlea is spiral-shaped and looks like a snail shell. It has 2.5 turns. The inner winding cavity is divided into three parallel canals separated by membranes. The median canal is filled with a fluid called endolymph and the other two with perilymph. The median canal contains areas possessing sensory cells, spiral organ called organ of Corti for hearing. Hope the topic is clear to all the students.
Thank you for watching.